Hi everyone, it's me Lina again. Thank you a lot for checking my videos out. I hope you're doing fine. And today in this video I'd like to share with you what I've been up to lately. 2 weeks ago on weekend we didn't really do much. I would say that weekend was super chill, but from my memory on Sunday we decided to actually go out to the restaurant. We actually felt like fajitas. We absolutely love Mexican cuisine and I mean it is delicious. We decided to go to a local Mexican restaurant that is called El Chico's and we had some fajitas, also some cocktails, and honestly it was nice, cozy evening. Absolutely love my meal and my husband just loves fajitas. It's probably one of his favorite dishes. We actually tried making them at home and to be fair they turned out quite nice. So in the middle of last week, on Thursday, we had to go to Brixton. My husband actually had to go to bank. I decided to go with him, but I didn't go to bank. I went to Maxx. I actually got myself a hairband that I'm wearing right now. I also got this spray that's supposed to give your hair some volume. It is basically for thicker, fuller hair, and I mean, I tried it like twice and I like it so far. So after my husband was done with his basically business in bank, we went to a restaurant. We decided to have a lunch in Brixton. We actually chose Turtle Bay restaurant. I have never had jerk chicken before and this is why we actually decided to go there, and we had jerk chicken. I actually quite liked it, and to be fair I like chicken in general and I like it spicy, so it was quite nice. I have never tried Caribbean cuisine before, so it was quite interesting. It was quite unexpected too, because usually we just go out on weekends. By the way, I wanted to mention that the hard copy of my certificate from Online Makeup Academy actually arrived, like probably 2 weeks ago now, and it arrived actually in a frame, you know, and all like pretty, but the thing is the frame got broken, I think probably like on the way. I guess things like that happens, and we decided to order frame online, another frame, which was a bad decision. Another frame actually arrived broken too, and it was sort of funny. We decided that we're gonna get a frame for my certificate offline somewhere in the store, and I think it's gonna be a smart decision this time. Last weekend was a bit more eventful because we actually went to see something super curious and absolutely incredible, I'd say. It is a historical place, so we went to Tower of London. I would say that it is basically a complex of few buildings. It is located in central London on the bank of River Thames. Honestly, it is definitely a place to visit. You can definitely learn lots of interesting facts from history of England. You have an opportunity to have your man as a tour guide, and I would say that it is quite an experience. Especially, I think it is much better than just listening to the audio. And you can actually learn about history of Tower of London from the person who actually lives there. It is definitely something you should aim for if you go to Tower of London, in my opinion. You'll be told quite a few interesting facts about Tower of London and also quite a few interesting jokes. The Tower of London is officially called His Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London. It is a beautiful historical castle. Despite the fact that castle itself is very beautiful, some of the events that were happening there perhaps were not. Quite a few political prisoners were executed in Tower of London. Some of the royals were killed there. So the Tower of London wasn't built to be a prison, but it was a prison many times for many years. The Tower of London has played a prominent role in history of England. It was besieged several times. Controlling it was important to controlling the country. Through many years it was used in different ways. It was an armory, treasury. It is also home of crown jewels of England. In the First and Second World War, the Tower of London was used as a prison and witnessed the execution of 12 men of espionage. Nowadays it is definitely very famous touristic attraction, and I can see why. As I said, it is a complex of few buildings. At a certain period, it served as a royal residence, from my understanding. Tower of London is a complex of few buildings and also ruins of defensive walls. The Venice of the castle's use as a prison was the 16th and 17th century. Let's just say that lots of people were beheaded in the Tower of London. People who were fallen in disgrace were beheaded there. White Tower was the strongest structure in the medieval castle. Some buildings in Tower of London inside look like museums. Nowadays, at least this is how I would describe it. You can see lots of symbols of royalty, for example, crowns, scepter, swords, plates, jewels, and honestly it is quite impressive. Some of them are like quite big, I would say, and obviously they look absolutely beautiful. You can see all those scenes and you can learn about them. The Bloody Tower is most strongly associated with the supposed murder of the 12-year-old Edward V and his younger brother Richard. Bloody Tower was used to keep prisoners. There is also portcullis that you can see there, and it is quite impressive. Obviously it was used to shut off the passage, and honestly it is quite impressive simply because nowadays you don't really see scenes like that. In everyday life you just don't come across portcullis. There is also Traitor's Gate, and it is the entrance through which many prisoners of Tudors arrived at the Tower of London. The gate was built by Edward I. You can also see the royal armories, knights' armories, and honestly it is quite impressive. Some of them look quite different from what you would expect them to look like, and you definitely need to make time to see each piece. You definitely need to make sure that you arrived like early enough to see every piece, because there are definitely lots of things to see in general, and I mean lots of things to like read about, to learn about. Very interesting that you also can see lots of other touristic attractions from Tower of London. You can see Shard, for example, and to be fair, the view is amazing. You can also see Tower Bridge. I would say the angles that you can see Tower Bridge from Tower of London is very pretty and definitely worth your attention too. Of course, in Tower of London you will see lots of interesting historical, I would say, artifacts that will catch your eye. I would say that knights' armors are very interesting to see. There are also like horses and so on. So there are lots of royal objects that you might want to see and learn about. It was a little bit rainy, but I thought the weather was perfect to discover Tower of London for yourself. Honestly, it was perfect day to explore it, even despite the rain. It wasn't really raining like heavily, but just a little bit. After rain stopped, you could also see rainbow. And honestly, to see historical buildings like that, architecture like that, you know, and that rainbow, it definitely is just so pretty and quite an experience. I was really excited to learn about history of England and about royals. I'd say the Tower of London does look quite different from like outside, if it makes sense, than of how it actually looks like inside. Also, you don't quite expect that many buildings inside. I like that you are given quite a few information bits from yeomen. After we saw Tower of London and had a little stroll, we decided to go to St. Catherine's Docks, because there are quite a few restaurants there. I was actually aiming for a Café Rouge because I absolutely love French cuisine, but my husband actually suggested to go to Ping Pong. I would say that they serve Korean, Chinese and Japanese dishes. To be fair, it was quite crowded when we just entered, but food was definitely delicious. So we ordered dim sum and basically we tried quite a few scenes. There were kimchi, Japanese dumplings and broccoli, also deep fried tofu. Everything was just so tasty. We also had a dessert. I had chocolate fondue for a dessert, and my husband had a mango dessert. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I actually had a try and it was quite delicious. To be fair, the evening was already quite cold. I even regretted that I wore my green jacket. That evening I also had a little pain in my knee, so I couldn't really walk properly. A week ago I actually hurt my back a little bit, so I wasn't exercising, and even despite the fact that I was drinking protein shakes, I could tell that I also been eating a lot. And I think that my weight is not exactly how I want it to be, but I'll keep exercising now. I was back to my exercises though, after a few days I rested because I had a pain in my back. but yeah, I'm aiming to lose some weight. And actually after Saturday, because I had pain in my knee, I was a little worried that I won't be doing exercises for a while again. But I actually did a little bit of like exercises yesterday, which was Sunday, and I hope that I will be able to be back to my exercises. Perhaps I won't do them every day like I did, but I'll try to do them as much as possible, like as often as possible. If you drink protein shakes as a replacement for your meals, it can actually definitely help you in like maintaining your weight or perhaps even losing your weight. Of course, if that's what you want, if that's what you need, it is important to have the balanced diet. Anyways, Sunday, which was yesterday, was very chill and we really didn't do much. We just stayed at home. We actually had takeaway food. I was reading a little bit, we were watching some movies and playing computer games. Let me know if you like videos like this one. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this video some thumbs, and I'll see you soon.